Hello students, our topic name is The Revelation of Medieval India, Part 2. In this video, we will learn about literary sources as well as political, economic, religious and social development. Let's start with literary sources. There are ample historical records on medieval India. Paper were easily available during this period. Hence, a large number of literary sources are available. First, we will discuss about chronicles. It is one of the most important literary source. It is a historical record of events arranged in a chronological order. Most of the chronicles found in Persian, Turkish, Sanskrit and many other languages. Here are some well-known chronicles of the medieval period of India. First, Tabakat-e-Naziri, which is written by Minaz-e-Siraz. It is a general history of Islamic world. Second, Tariq-e-Firozshahi, which is written by Ziauddin Barni. It narrates the history of Delhi Sultanate. Third, Rajat Rangini, which is written by Kalhana. It deals with the history of Kashmir. Fourth, Muntakab-ut-Tawarik by Abd al-Qadir Badauni. It throws light on the reign of Babur, Humayun and Akbar. And the last one is Alamgirnama by Mirza Muhammad Kazim. It is an official history for the first 10 years of Aurangzeb's reign. Now, next literary sources are autobiographies. So, what is autobiography? It means self-written account of the life of oneself. So, here are some important autobiographies. First, Futuhat-e-Firozshahi by Firuz Shah Tughlaq. Second, Tuzuk-e-Babri or Babarnama, which is written by Babur. And third, Tuzuk-e-Jahangiri by Jahangir. So these are some important autobiographies and we can get lot of information about medieval period from these autobiographies. Now the next literary sources are biographies. So first of all, what is biography? Its meaning a detailed description of a person's life. So here some important biographies are mentioned. Prithviraj Raso, which is written by Chand Bardai, Humayunama by Gulbadan Begum and Ain Akbari, which is written by Abul Fazl. Now the last literary sources are accounts of foreign travelers. Ibn Battuta wrote detailed information of his travels under the title Rihala. Rihala, it is a travelogue. It contains very useful accounts of geographical, judicial, political and military institutions as well as social and economic condition of India. Domingo Pez and Duarte Barbosa left the eyewitness account of the splendor of the Vijayanagara city. Abdul Razak's travel account very useful to study the Indian history. Now some other European travelers also were there. Marco Polo, Niccolo Conti and Niccolo Manurchi. They were Italian. Captain William Hawkins, Sir Thomas Roe and Ralph Fitch. They were English. And French European traveler also there, Bernier and Tavernier. Now, indigenous literature. So, what is meant by indigenous literature? It is an originating naturally in a particular place. It is written in a different languages such as Sanskrit, Bengali, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, etc. Literature composed by Bhakti and Sufi saints in the local languages. One such example is here. Tulsidasa's Ramcharitmanas is an important literary work to the study of cultural history of the medieval period. Now, political development. The medieval period of Indian history witnessed the rise and the fall of several dynasties. Political struggle for power among some regional powers such as Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, Palas and Cholas. The late medieval period begins with the invention of Muhammad Ghazni, followed by Muhammad Ghori. Then begins with Delhi Sultanate and then emergence of Mughal Empire. Other politically dominant powers like Vijayanagara, Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, Ahoms, etc. Now, economic development. Land revenue was important source of the state revenue. Growth of trade and commerce helped to develop new towns and cities. Invention of new technology such as Persian of wheel in irrigation, spinning wheel in weaving and firearms in combats. Several new food items such as potatoes, corn, chilies, tea and coffee. In religious development, the medieval period witnessed the advent of Islam and the revival of Hinduism. Many religious reforms in the form of Bhakti and Sufi movement. Now, social development. Development of art and architecture gave birth to a new group of people called craftsmen and artisans. Some subcasts also were there: goldsmith, potters, weavers and musicians. Now, position of women. The position of women deteriorated during the medieval period. So many inhuman practices such as child marriage, polygamy, sati, etc. had worsened the life of women. Some women possessed considerable power, for example, Rajia Sultan, Rani Durgavati. So, in this way, we learned the topic Revelation of Medieval India. Thank you.